Hello, everyone. I'm here to champion brand. I think it's ironic that brand actually has an identity problem. So I'm going to define it. So I define brand as the meaning people attach to you and your offering. And of course, that's scary because that says that you don't own your brand. Other people do. It's in their hearts and their minds. Branding is the game I'm in, which is the management of meaning. And so my challenge to us all this evening is, how are we managing our meaning? Because, of course, meaning is perceived in our audience's mind by the signals that we give off, right? So it's a brand that kind of speaks a certain way, it dresses a certain way, it behaves in a certain way, does things for us, exists on the basis of a set of beliefs, and all of that creates meaning in our audience's mind. So for me, a brand isn't a logo, a set of fonts and some colors. Brand goes right through all aspects of business, and particularly here, we're talking about it around HR, culture. The veneer is only at the end. What I want to do is share with you 3 key strategies to help manage meaning, to help you brand inside the culture of the business out to the outside. The first is to align your leadership. Like for me, brand really starts as a leadership question. What are our leaders doing? How are we getting them together? Why do we exist? What's our purpose? And kind of how are we setting up ourselves for success? Really answering these very fundamental and basic questions. Why, how, what, and particularly who? Who are we here to serve? Who are we here to look after? And why does it matter to them? So once you've got that together, values are hugely important from a how perspective, because if we have values and we empower our kind of employees, when things fall outside of the specific rules, they have got some guidance, some North Stars to help direct them in. There's 2 key ways that we can help manage meaning, I would suggest. One is stories. These help us make sense of the world around us. Telling great stories is a great way to get an emotional engagement. And something that I think is quite interesting is to consider your business, your collective amount of employees, almost as a character in your customer's story. Like, what's the customer trying to achieve? What are their goals and challenges? And why do they come to you in their story to help overcome those problems, those challenges? And the second is, I'm an old designer, design thinking. Are we being thoughtful or designful around all the aspects of our business, linking every aspect to the purpose, to the brand, to the core, to the meaning we want people to attach to us? And so with that in mind, are we designing our employee experience? So we're talking about HR. Are we thinking about, right from the start all the way through to the end, mapping out those sections of our employee experience and then applying brand to every single part? Like how can we engage and excite employees and connect them with the core of why we exist? And of course, then the third thing is to engage employees with the brand. I think we're rewarding employees perhaps on the wrong things, right? Because if employees are on the front line, they're the ones that customers are going to look at and attach meaning to us. And so we need to make sure they understand what the brand's all about. This recent study suggested that 41% of employees did not understand what differentiates their company's brand. And I think that's a massive failure. How can we do this then? Well, some suggestions. Rewards, formal reward system. Are we rewarding people for exhibiting the brand values, informally or formally? And are we allowing that space to happen? Routines. What routines are we putting into place to continually ensure that our employees are engaged with brand? Our appraisals, for example. Are we checking in on what contributions they're making? And finally, reminders. So this is the classic put the values on the wall, but nowadays, we're not all working in the same place. So what else can we do to remind employees of the types of things that we need collectively to do to become that character in our customer's story? So there's 3 kind of key strategies. Align your leadership, design the employee experience, and engage employees with brand. I think we need to be more mindful, more thoughtful, more designful around the meaning that we want people to attach to us. I think we need to do branding properly, not just as a veneer. We need to do it inside out. Thank you very much.